Hey buddies, welcome to AmassGames. My name is Simon. This is episode 22 of the AmassGames podcast. I'll be telling you about the number 10 games that are currently on the hot list for Essen that is coming out. So basically these are games including expansions which people are most interested in. Now this list only just came out a couple of days ago. It's extremely fresh, extremely live. I think it's been out in fact under 24 hours. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about other games that I've been playing as well. So lots of these games you may have heard me mention before, so please do let me know in the comments below. Typically on YouTube, head over there. Obviously Google AmassGames to find other ways to contact me, and of course there's a guild over on boardgamegeek to further discuss. So going back to this time when the last episode went out, 21, we talked about Ecosystem, a drafting game with animals, and also District Noir, a 2-player game, as well as Forest Shuffle the expansion, which was very nice to play with the Alpine expansion. There's another Woodland expansion coming to Essen as well. Also of course playing Forest Shuffle, more Ecosystem, Showdown, that is Micro Macro Crime City Showdown, great stuff such as seeing a DeLorean, also Pandemic Hot Zone Europe, and That Time You Killed Me, which is a game whereby you are abstractly trying to kill people in the future or potentially in the past, depending on where you're at. In terms of Micro Macro, that particular game, again, check out my video for that and for Hot Zone. Both of them are cooperative games, although solo is best, I think, for Micro Macro. And as for Europe, it is a smaller version with only 3 different diseases, 24 places, not 32. So more games of That Time You Killed Me and Showdown. I won't talk about those anymore currently, but also Time's Up. So I think I've yet to lose a game of this. I don't mean if people are thinking it's my memory recollection or the element of doing the pantomime, the Shiraz element, but that's been good. More games of Comet. So this is a game whereby you're trying to get animals back to your shelter, playing out other cards to ultimately move them, but also you get abilities once you get them home. More games of Heat Pedal to Metal 2. I've been playing this at all player counts and all different legend capabilities, yet to try out the advanced stuff too. That's Not a Hat, there's a video out already, but there's going to be another one coming too. Also 5 Towers, that's the same designer in fact as That's Not a Hat, Casper Lap. And also games such as, well, I've mentioned Heat, we'll stop talking about that now, but also Astronauts. Playing this at various player counts, and also Mega Jackpot. So this is a flip and fill game, or it's a flipping game whereby you are trying to think if you want to push your luck, so it's quite clever. Also Everdell, the complete collection, just filmed Dice Distancing 105, so that is now premiering, so that's been scheduled to go live as well. More games of Rainforest, playing this as a 3, which is a double drafting game, collecting animals, trying to complete out perhaps various sets to complete them first, and ultimately win the game. Also, Lord of the Rings, the Adventure Book, another win for this one. Closing in, only 1 more game to go. I want to try and sort of extend it to try and play only 1 game per session. Also, Legacy of You. So I finished that campaign and didn't do very well. Only won 2 out of the potential 7 minimum that you can play with. And so it wasn't a great success, but equally a fascinating game. My favourite so far by Shem Phillips. They will not be at Essen this year. They haven't got any new releases, they said. Mythic Battles Ragnarok, it's quite a tough game. This is by, I think, Mythic Games. I think Benoit Turpin or Benoit Trois is the designer of that. Disney Lorcana, playing this with Dave. He's in episode 3 of the podcast. Playing that as a 2-player game. Check out my 2-player playlist. Also E-Mission, so I actually played David's version of this, which is Daybreak. More games of Caldera Park. So E-Mission is a cooperative game by Matt Leacock, obviously the designer of Pandemic 2, collaborating, I think, someone called Matteo in Italy. So Caldera Park is a game whereby it's by Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. Check out my playlist for them over on YouTube. And this is a game whereby you are looking to place out various animal tiles. It's a punishing game. We played on the harder mode or the more interesting mode, whereby you are looking to get various animals to connect up, but they do not be in certain fog tiles because it scares off animals, and you can end up breaking up your chain of animals and of course get a lower score. Also War of the Rings 2nd edition, so this is an epic game whereby it's a great board game based on a novel, and it's very much a thematic inclusion, very good like that. 2-1B Baker Street, also another novel actually, which we also played, The Master Detective from 1975. Competitive game whereby you are moving your character around this map, this area of London, and you're trying to find out various clues and find out the solution before your competitors. So yeah, more games of Astronauts. We actually lost a game against the 2 hardest bosses. Haven't tried them on expert or nightmare mode yet. I know on nightmare mode you do need to get some form of luck to play into your part to do well. More Games Everdell, the complete collection, as well as ecosystem, as well as Welcome to the Collector's Edition, where you happen to try this with on the weekend on the easiest mode. So you chuck in the 9 3/4 cards from Harry Potter's kind of universe. The reason for the inclusion of these cards is apparently it's one of Daniel Radcliffe, who played Harry Potter's favourite games. So that's why he's including that. And there's, I think, Welcome to the American Dream, and these are the basic ones. There's no kind of special powers such as the traffic cones and stuff like that, or mailboxes. You're Bluffing, I played this very quickly on as a 4 on Monday. More Games have times up with them too. I know they're used to monikers. More Games District Noir, and also Bucket King 3D and Timeline Discoveries. Big fan of Timeline. You don't want to play it too frequently because you will start getting to know the certain dates and times, because what you're doing is you're looking at something like the invention of handwriting or the invention of the dishwasher, and then you're thinking, well, is this later or earlier than the gas lighter? What I mean by that is, a cigarette lighter but a gas powered one, compared to the invention of winemaking. And if you think it's the right side of the timeline, you flip it over. If it's correct, you then got rid of that card, trying to get rid of all 5 cards to win. Also played Roll Into Town. This is on BGA. First time I actually won this game after about 12 occurrences. And also Forbidden Island, so check out my video for that. Also today I'm looking forward to playing District Noir, Gourami-Spiel, Yogi, Zerts, and you can tell these are all 2-player games. I've also games of Micro Macro planned, as well as Spots, and More Games of Everdell. So that's pretty much what I've got lined up, and More Games Everdell and Showdown tomorrow. Briefly telling you about the insights for June, and then I'll tell you about other stuff too. For June, it would be a total of 205 plays, 73 players, 7 games played at least 7 times, 59 games of which 35 my copy, 16 new to me, 182 hours and 30 days. So let's tell you now about that list over in Essen. Let's start off with maybe number 10. I do know what is number 1, but I'll see if I can hold back on that. So starting off at number 10, we have Fishing. Now this is by Rio Grande and 2F. Now Rio Grande, I'm actually receiving some games from them. I'm not sure which ones and how many. They're sending it to my American address. I'll be playing them soon, probably from September. Let me know your thoughts on anything I should be requesting. Cities, this is by Phil Walker Harding and I think, and Steve Finn, so a great combination. More Game by Steve Finn, I'll be bringing you to channel 2. That is by De Veer. So Fishing, by the way, is a very thematic game whereby you're trying to catch certain cards and then chuck them back in to catch better stuff. Windmill Valley, I may well be getting a copy of this by Board and Dice. And also then number 7, it's a re-implementation of Kraftwagen, which I might also be getting by Matthias Kraumer. I have played the original version. I did like it, but it's quite swingy towards the end, but we'll see how well it goes. I can't tell exactly who the publisher is specifically, but I know it's someone who I've dealt with before, so it might be a case that is coming out. Risafa, this is by Delicious Games. This is another Vladimir Sushi game. Number 5, it's Taososhi. This is by De Veer. Number 4, the White Castle Soul Matcha. There's an expansion for that, another De Veer title. They always tend to go high, all these games. Arcs is in at number 3 by Leda Games. And number 2 is Saltfjord. This is an implementation of Santa Maria, which I'm likely to get to. This is by Aporta Games, a Norwegian company. And lastly, number 1, SETI, Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. This is by CGE Games, which I again may well get a copy of. So we'll see how that all pans out. But for now, hopefully you found this of interest. Another brief 8-minute episode. Speak to you again soon. Enjoy those games. Back to the table.